Happy St. Patrick's Day, students. I hope that you're having a good first day of e-learning. So today, before you take your quiz, the Unit 2 quiz is today, I wanted to go over the 2.2 wrap-up. As I was looking at your answers, about half of you told me you were either lost, confused, or you were getting it, but it was really hard. And then there was about 30% of you that said, I'm fine, I've got this. And your grades kind of showed that too. So I just wanted to go over these answers and make sure that they make sense and that it's clear to you what you got wrong on the 2.2 wrap up or what you got right, because we all know sometimes we just guess at answers and we don't actually know what the answer is. Okay, so let's take a look at this. So we're going to start first of all with the supply curve. Okay, why does the supply curve slope upward? Because suppliers like high prices. That's the answer, right? As the price goes up, suppliers earn more profit, and so they want to produce more, all right? Now, there's 15 of you who said this: as supply increases, as costs rise. It's that word cost. We're not talking about cost. Cost has to do with what it costs the producer. Okay, when we say the word price in economics, we're talking about the price that it's sold on the market for. When we say the word cost, we're talking about what it costs the producer to make that. And we haven't even talked about cost in this class. So the answer is, as the price goes up, the suppliers are able to earn more profit. Okay, and that's why that's the answer. Okay, so most of you got this one. The law of supply states that as the price of the good rises, the quantity supplied of that good rises. There's a direct relationship between price and quantity supplied. Remember, it's the opposite of demand. When something other than price changes in a supply market, we say that there is a change in supply. Okay, so here is where we're getting at that difference between a change in supply and a change in quantity supplied. And I know that's going to drive some of you insane, but that difference, you've got to start really getting that down. If there is a change other than price, that means there is a shifter in the market. And that would be a change in the supply of the good. Why is it not this answer? 17% of you put this answer down. Why is it not quantity supplied? Because quantity supplied has to do with price. And the question asked, other than price. Okay? All right. Oil refiners can refine a barrel of petroleum so that it yields either more home heating oil or more diesel fuel. Okay, so what are we saying? We are saying that these two items are substitute goods in production. The factory can either produce petroleum or it can produce, No, they're using petroleum. They're either going to produce home heating oil or they're going to produce diesel fuel. It's one or the other that they are producing. So if the price of one falls, are they going to make diesel fuel because it's cheap? No. Remember, producers like high prices, not low prices. So if the price of diesel fuel falls, they're going to actually produce more of the other item that still is the normal price. That is, the price has not fallen. Okay? All right. Which of the following increases the supply of gasoline? Increases the supply. That means it has to be a supply shifter. Notice, 18% of you put this, an increase in the price of gasoline. Okay, that would be the right answer if there was the word here. What word is missing? Increases the quantity supplied. If the word quantity was there and it said increase the quantity supplied of gasoline, then you guys, these 12 people, you would be right. But you're wrong because the word quantity is not there. Which one is going to increase supply? That means it's a supply shifter. It's a supply shifter, okay? And this is the only supply shifter. It's a change in the cost of inputs. Okay, let's go down. If the number of companies producing computer chips increases, that means there are more people producing computer chips, then the supply increases, okay? So it's just straightforward. If there's more people producing it, there's more supply available. That's a supply shifter. Researchers have found a hybrid of corn that is cheaper to grow. This technological breakthrough increases the supply of corn. We learn this. This is one of our shifters. If there's a technology, an increase in technology is going to increase the supply of that item. Okay, that's going to increase supply. Okay, so with this question, I think that maybe some of you just got confused on the whole auto workers thing. Like you just got confused about negotiating for higher wages and what that means. What this line is saying is that the person who's making the cars, the car companies, okay, now have to pay more to their workers. Now, what is that? That's a change in the cost of inputs. They have to pay more for labor. And remember, labor is an input. Labor is one of the things I need to produce my cars. So if the price of labor goes up, then my inputs go up, okay, and my supply decreases. All right, there have been reports that the government will give subsidies, okay, to all firms next month. Now, look at this carefully. There have been reports that the government will give subsidies to all firms producing solar panels next month. What's going to happen? The supply of solar panels will do what in the short run? Short run means right now, immediate action. If I know that I'm going to get a subsidy next month, why would I produce today? That doesn't make any sense. I'm going to produce when there's the subsidy available, when the government's giving me the money, right? So the supply of solar panels will actually decrease in the short run because of the expectation that I'm going to get a subsidy. Notice the government has not actually given subsidies. There have been reports. Some journalist out there wrote an article that said the government's going to give you money. And so everybody's like, oh, the government's going to give me money. And they slow down supply thinking that next month they're going to get money. Okay. All right. This is pretty straightforward. 91% of you. Drought hits Florida, disruption. It's going to just decrease the supply of oranges. That was pretty straightforward. Okay. Now we get to this question, to this one here, to these supply shifters. I hope that you looked at these. I hope that you really considered them, okay? Because really what this is just putting into practice the scenarios. And I hope that you did this assignment, these supply shifter headlines, and that you actually checked it. And as I look over your answers here at the bottom, I can see that, well, about half of you are saying you've got this. But some of you are saying, no, this is really hard, okay? And I encourage you, if you're one of these people, if you're feeling lost or it's hard or confused, after you've watched this video and we've gone over it, I encourage you, if you still feel lost, to number one, shoot me an email if you have a question, or just one that you're just not sure about. Number two, review the lesson 2.2. You might just need to watch the video again. You might just need to remember, okay, what are we talking about here? What is supply? Okay, and do that. Okay, so good luck on your quiz today. I hope that you do really well.